Hello, my name is Adriana Uribe, and I'm going to be doing my presentation in today's LP5 assignments public policy proposal. So to begin with, I'm going to discuss current issues in police. According to my research, I discovered that police often have issues in body-worn cameras, discrimination based on color and race, police excessive use of force, vehicle pursuits causing deadly accidents, and police brutality. The courts also face issues. Their issues involve financial crisis, unfair decisions, prolonged court dates, not enough judges or prosecutors, and even employees, and this is because of the financial crisis, and unresolved cases. As well, corrections also face issues. Their issues involve facilities overcrowding, not enough funds, inmates violence, high incarceration rates, inmates serving longer sentences, and many jails facilities are in poor shape. Facilities don't have enough funding to provide with the necessary fundings for certain inmates, such as mental health care and treatment. For my presentation, I identified one issue, and my issue involves gun control. I believe that there are more than one issues in police, courts, and corrections. Issues arise when two persons or groups don't come to an agreement. Therefore, I believe my identified issue is gun control. I believe that communication is the key to solving and preventing problems inside any organization and even in your personal lives. However, many issues that have happened inside law enforcement happen without somebody's having control over them. For example, police facing issues in body cameras. Even though officers might not agree and communicate their opinions to the police chief, there is a chance that they might not consider their opinion because body-worn cameras are for safety matters. But it can help the supervisor understand the importance of communication. The public opinion about gun control. The public believes that stricter gun laws should be enforced. People believe gun control is one of the major issues that the country has ever had, due to many shootings and murders that could have been prevented. People believe it is now too easy to purchase a gun. Sales on assault weapons should be also banned. I also decided to add another secondary issue, and my secondary issue is high crime rates. People understand crime to be a serious problem in their community, to an extent that they are having fear of crime. People's perspective is orientated on the behavior that people exhibit. So the interest group that I decided to apply in my presentation was a ready campaign to prevent gun violence. This interest group supports sensible regulations to reduce gun violence, such as legislation to make it harder for convicted felons and mentally ill to get guns, and exposing corrupt gun dealers. The Brady's campaign mission is to create a safer America that will lead to a major reduction of gun deaths. The corrective measures that have been taken are background checks are a requisite to purchase a gun. Assault weapons were banned as of 2004. The minimum age to purchase was raised to 21 in the majority of the states, and government funding now supports mental health resources to provide treatments and screenings in order to prevent gun violence. Something that I found really interesting in this assignment was the ideas that the Republicans and Democrat parties have, and they're very opposite from each other. For example, the Republicans believe Americans have the right to own, carry, and use guns. They are also a strong advocate for guns rights and protect right to bear arms. They also support the opening of more land for hunting purposes. while in contrast for Democrats strengthen gun control to reduce violence. They also expand background checks for those that want to purchase a gun. They hope to expand the federal prohibition on gun sales to include those convicted of misdemeanors felonies. And they also prohibit gun sales to those receiving involuntary mental health services on an outpatient basis. So it appears that Republicans, um, they're not into banning any gun laws, but Democrats, they do want to prevent gun violence. My public policy proposal involves stricter background checks, raising the age to 23 to buy guns, because I believe that at 21 years you still don't might not know, and you're more you're more capable of doing mistakes, especially with a gun. I also believe that banning guns to people that have criminal records and they could be a threat to them and to the general public. And I also believe that teachers should carry a gun in case of an emergency or be taught how to use one if necessary. I believe that this is very important for teachers to know how to operate a gun. That doesn't mean that they're going to use it, but it's better to be prepared. So, according to my research, the history of gun control, it started in 1791, the right of the people to keep and bear arms. It went all the way to 1837 when Georgia passed a law banning handguns. In 1968, persons found to be mentally incompetent and users of illegal drugs were banned from purchasing a gun. In 1990, gun-free zones are established carrying specific penalty for violations. In 2008, required gun buyer background checks to screen for legally declared mentally ill individuals who are ineligible to buy firearms. In 2016, President Obama again called on Congress to enact or renew a law prohibiting the sale and possession of assault-style weapons. In 2018, on February 20, Sanders stated that the president would support steps to raise the current minimum age from buying military-style weapons, such as the AR-15, the weapon used in the Parkland shooting, from 18 to 21. My proposal to address and correct the identified issue is crime control. I believe that guns are not the issue, but the people who purchase the guns with a bad motive are. Guns can also be a form of saving yourself in a case where you might have the need to use it in self-defense. My proposal is to offer trainings to people who purchase a gun so that they feel they are prepared and are able to operate it with any issues. The crime control models articulates the repression of criminal conduct. People should be free to do as they choose, but should also be prepared if they plan on purchasing a gun. I believe that my proposed plan will address the identified issue for the majority of society. My proposed plan involves people that want to purchase a gun go through an extensive background check as well as go through a 8-class hour course that could help them operate the gun in the correct manner. I believe my proposal plan will help and correct the identified issue by giving the people that are purchasing a gun the correspondent knowledge that can help them. I will also address in the class a video of what could happen if the gun is used for unlawful matters. People will be and stay informed and will decrease gun violence, hopefully. So what I plan to do in my proposal and in the class that people who need to take is to also show them what could happen if they would use the gun in a bad way or break the law. The steps that I would use to introduce my policy proposal is that I will first conduct a meeting. I will then deliberate the reason of my proposal and then discuss and introduce my proposal. I will also describe the benefits and possible outcomes if followed and share my personal opinion about the issue. I will also state the reasons why I believe the proposal should be passed, and I will discuss in detail what could be the positive outcomes if the proposal is accepted. And these ones are my references. Thank you.